Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Today's video is going to be short and sweet. I did several easy meals and then I filmed a couple dinners separately for some upcoming videos for you. But hope you still enjoy it. If you're looking for some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. For dinner this first night, I had Bang Bang salmon on the menu. For some odd reason, it just didn't sound good to me, but I still needed to use the salmon. I decided to do some teriyaki salmon noodles. I did not follow a recipe, really just kind of put this together. I'll see if I can find something similar to what I did and link it down in the description box below for you. First, for the salmon, I'm going to season it with some of this Kinder's Japanese barbecue seasoning. I cut the salmon into chunks, seasoned it, and then I'm going to cook it in the air fryer. I did about 400 degrees for maybe 6 to 7 minutes or so. So for the noodles, I have these Momofuku noodles. These are really good. They are a little pricey. I got these half off at Publix. I'm going to cook these up just according to the package instructions. You just basically add the noodles to boiling water, cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then you can drain them. Now, I had some fresh broccoli I needed to use up, so I chopped that and added that to the noodles the last minute or two during cooking. So here are the noodles and the broccoli. I'm going to, like I said, drain them and then add them back to the pot. I'm going to add in 1 packet of the soy seasoning from the noodles, and then I added in the scallion packets from those noodles. Now, I'm going to give that a really good stir. And a quick note while I'm mixing that, of course, you do not have to use these Momofuku noodles. You can use plain ramen noodles, or you could use even fettuccine or linguine or spaghetti if that's what you've got on hand. Now, I'm going to use this Kinder's Japanese sauce. This is so good. It's what I've got on hand. You can use whatever teriyaki sauce you like or, make it yourself. So I'm going to give that a good stir, and then I'm going to add in my cooked salmon, add a little drizzle of that Japanese teriyaki sauce on top of the salmon, give that a toss, and then that's it. That was done. So quick and easy. This took, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to put together or so. Longest thing was just waiting for the water to boil, honestly. But here are the plates. I garnished it with green onions and sesame seeds, and this was yummy. We really liked this. For dinner the next night, I actually filmed this as part of a separate video. It was a Thanksgiving dinner for 2. Went up a couple days ago. I'll link that video down below for you. But it was a Thanksgiving sheet pan dinner. We did turkey, stuffing, Brussels sprouts and cranberries, sweet potatoes, gravy, and then I also showed some delicious pumpkin pie bars. So if you are cooking Thanksgiving for a smaller crowd, definitely check that video out. Everything was delicious. I think you'll really enjoy it. For dinner the next night, I just went to my freezer and looked to see what I had and what sounded good to us, and we decided to go with the Trader Joe's Mandarin orange chicken. I had some of the vegetable fried rice and these chicken spring rolls, so I just cooked everything up according to the package instructions. For the Mandarin orange chicken, I like to cook it in the air fryer. I do like 380 degrees for, I don't know, maybe 12 to 14 minutes or so. Just want to make sure your chicken's cooked all the way through and it gets crispy, and then I toss it in the orange sauce. I cooked up the rice according to the instructions to cook it in the microwave, and then I cooked the spring rolls in the air fryer 400 degrees for maybe 5 to 7 minutes or so. And then I have some of this sweet chili sauce we're going to dip the spring rolls in, and then I have this yum yum sauce. We're going to drizzle that over, and yeah, quick and easy dinner, but delicious. Dinner the next night was also super quick and easy, but I warned you all at the beginning of this video that I really stuck to easy dinners this week. We all have weeks like that, and you know what? As long as your family gets fed, that's all that matters. Do not feel bad at all about taking the easy route sometimes and just doing easy dinners like I'm doing. So back a few weeks ago, I'd made the Velveeta Skillet's chicken broccoli cheesy orzo kit and really liked it, but I had several of you suggest the cheeseburger one. And so I went to the grocery store this day to pick up just a couple items. I saw it and I thought, hey, that sounds delicious for dinner. So decided to make it. I just cooked it according to the package instructions, which was to brown up the ground beef and then add the seasoning packet, the pasta, some water. You cook it for about 12 minutes and then add in the Velveeta sauce packet, and it was good to go. Kept this so easy, just like my childhood. Served it up with some buttered bread. I didn't even do any vegetables this night. But yeah, I really liked this. Gary ate later than I did, so this is just my plate. But yeah, to those that suggested it, thank you. I enjoyed it. I did like it, better than Hamburger Helper, like you all said that you do as well. So if you see this and you like the Cheeseburger Hamburger Helper, give this one a try. For dinner the next night, I made turkey pot pie. I filmed this separately as part of a Thanksgiving leftovers recipe video, so keep an eye out for that if you want to see how I made it. To go along with the pot pie, I did a simple salad, and that was our delicious dinner this night. Dinner the next night was off a meal plan, but I've been wanting to make these little smoky corn dogs for a while, so I decided tonight's the night. Here is what I'm going to use to make that and this side. So for the corn dogs, I have some Jiffy cornbread mix. I just have the honey on hand, but you could use the plain if you want to. And really, you can use whatever kind of cornbread mix you want, or you can make your own homemade cornbread. You'll also need the ingredients that your corn muffin mix or cornbread mix calls for. In my case, that's an egg and some milk. I have some buttermilk on hand that I need to use up, so I'm going to use that. And then we've got some little Smokies. You can just use cut up hot dogs if you want to. And then for the side, I have this thick and creamy macaroni and cheese from Great Value. This is good macaroni and cheese, y'all. I honestly sometimes like it better than just Kraft. And then, of course, you'll need the ingredients that the box calls for, some milk and butter. And then I like to add in a slice of American cheese to the finished macaroni and cheese. So I just made the Jiffy mix up according to the package instructions. You do want it to be a little bit thick. Pat your little Smokies or your hot dogs or sausages, whatever you're using, pat them dry really, really well. And then you want to dip them in the batter and deep fry them. I've got this oil at about 350 degrees. And if you've been with me for a while, I've mentioned before, I hate deep frying. It's messy, it's stinky, it gets everywhere. But I've got this from cooking something else I can't even remember. Oh, homemade chicken strips a couple weeks or so ago, or last week. Anyway, I'm trying to use this oil a few times, so I'm not wasting it. But anyway, I just deep fried them. I did use 2 skewers to help me batter the corn dogs and then put them into the oil. Just cook these for a couple minutes on each side. Once they're golden brown, I let them dry on some wired racks. And then, yeah, here are the plates. Just got the corn dogs, some macaroni and cheese, and then we dipped our corn dogs in some ketchup and mustard, and that was our dinner that night. For the last dinner in this week's video, we had leftovers, and then I made a couple snacks for us. We wanted to watch like a Thanksgiving type movie. There really aren't a lot of movies that take place or, kind of central around Thanksgiving, but we found a couple and Gary chose Paul Blart. So we wanted some snacks to eat while we watched that. So first up for the dinner part, the leftovers, we'd ordered Marco's Pizza for lunch this day. And so Gary had leftover pizza, the Philly cheesesteak pizza for his dinner. For me, I had leftover turkey pot pie. And then let me show you the snacks I made. I kind of decided to do these snacks last minute because I had several things that I needed to use up. And so I had this honey goat cheese. I decided to make the goat cheese fig jam dip. I think I've shared this before on my channel. I know I've made it before. I may not have shared it. I'll link the recipe down below. You want to make sure your goat cheese is soft. And then we're going to add in some cream cheese again. Make sure it's soft. Mix that in really well. And then we're going to add in some chopped prosciutto. We're going to give that a good mix. And while I'm doing that, a quick note, I believe the recipe just called for plain goat cheese. I'm using the honey because that's what I've got on hand, but you could use really any flavor of goat cheese that you think would pair well with the prosciutto and the fig jam. So that's well mixed. I'm going to place that into a greased baking dish. I'm going to spread that out, and I'm just going to do that with a spatula. It is, I don't want to say difficult to do, but it kind of wants to stick to the bottom of the baking dish. So just take your time, spread it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're going to add on some fig jam. I have this honey fig jam. We're going to place this into a preheated oven. This was set at 400 degrees, and this only bakes for maybe 8 to 10 minutes or so. Here's what it looked like when it was out of the oven, and then we're going to add some chopped pistachio nuts on top. And this little dip is so good. I love the combination of the salty prosciutto, the cheeses, that kind of sweet and sour almost of the fig jam, and then the crunch of the pistachios. This is so good. I had about a half a can of leftover pumpkin in my fridge for making the pumpkin pie bars from that Thanksgiving for 2 video. And so I decided to make a pumpkin cheesecake fluff dip. Again, the recipe will be linked down below. In this bowl here, I've got some softened cream cheese. I'm going to add in my canned pumpkin. Make sure you get the puree, not the pumpkin pie filling. Now I'm going to add in some vanilla pudding mix. And did I say I did a half recipe? I don't remember. I did a half recipe if I didn't. I'm going to give that a really good mix. And then I had some Cool Whip that I had thawed out. I don't know what happened to it, but it got yellow and weird. And so I was going to add it in at this point, realized it was bad. So I went ahead and just added in the pumpkin pie spice. I popped this into the fridge, and then I had, luckily on hand, a little bit of heavy whipping cream and some of that plant-based cream. So I just whipped it up with, a hand mixer until it was, the same consistency as Cool Whip would be. And I mixed that in, and then, that dip was done. I decided to serve it up with these Scooby snacks and these cinnamon sugar mini club crackers. I had these on hand from when I did the s'mores Halloween dip, and I ended up slicing some apples later on to serve with it. But this dip was delicious. It tasted like a pumpkin cheesecake, but the pumpkin flavor wasn't super overwhelming. This was yummy. Next, I've seen these little bites all over Pinterest and Instagram. I've been wanting to make it, but when I decided to do snacks tonight and I realized I had pretty much everything on hand, I decided to go ahead and make them. So I have these little crostinis. Honestly, I do not remember for the life of me where I bought these. I think maybe we got them when we were in Georgia, but really any kind of little cracker will work. Now we're going to add on some apple jelly, and then some cheddar cheese. The recipes that I saw suggested using an aged cheddar, and I had this white, so I'm just going to slice that up. Next, we're going to add on some of that prosciutto that I had left over, and then a thin slice of apple. This was delicious. I love this. I've never had a combination like this with the apple and prosciutto and cheddar, but it was so good. Gary and I really enjoyed this. Here is an overview of our snacks, and we had tons of leftovers that we snacked on for the next several days. We have that fig dip. I decided to serve it up with these thyme and fig crackers. So good. We have that pumpkin dip with the apples, and then I had some charcuterie meat in my fridge. This is salami, pepperoni, and something else. I just had half of it, and so I decided to set it out for us, and then I cut up some more of that cheddar cheese. I had some grapes on hand, and then I, like I said, sliced up those apples. We've got the club crackers and Scooby-Doo crackers for the pumpkin dip, those little apple prosciutto bites. And then in this clear container on the right, this is like a layered Greek dip. I've very much loosely followed a recipe. I'll link that down below. I literally just had all of this on hand, and so I just used what I had. I had about a half a container of Trader Joe's hummus, about a half a container of the La Terra feta tzatziki dip, and then I had some tomatoes and cucumbers as well as some feta cheese. So all I did was lay down a layer of that hummus in this container, lay down the tzatziki on top of that, add the diced tomatoes and cucumbers, the feta cheese, and then I had some sliced black olives in the fridge that needed to be used up, so I added that to half. I don't like olives. And then not pictured, I had some non-crackers that I got at Trader Joe's, so I served that with this Greek dip. Delicious. So good. And then we had this about half of a honeycomb in our pantry that needed to be used up, so I set that out as well. I forgot to get a picture of our snacky plates, but everything was so good. And these recipes would all be perfect for the upcoming holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, New Year's, any kind of parties or celebrations or get-togethers you're having. The goat cheese fig dip is very festive, and it's yummy. The pumpkin dip, so good. It would be a great dessert for Thanksgiving. It's something you can make ahead and everybody can kind of, snack on and use different dippers. You could do different fruits and like vanilla wafers, I think would be good with that. And then, yeah, the little apple prosciutto bites, so perfect for this season. And that Greek layer dip, yummy as well. All right, that is it for this week's video. I know it was, like I said, short and sweet, easy meals, but I hope that you liked it anyway. You got some dinner ideas from it. If you did like this video, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.